I have been trading and investing since 2006. It's been a while, and I've done all sorts of things in the market, be it swing trading, intraday trading, investing, even mutual fund SIPs. But there's one thing that I've always wished I could do, and that is algo trading. Although I understand what an algo is, I was never able to implement it on my own due to my inability to code. For anyone to develop an algo, to help me understand how I can develop my very first algo, I have my colleague Akshay here, and he has promised me that he will teach me how to develop my very first algo using AI and of course using the APIs offered by your broker. So if you're like me wanting to learn how to develop an algo without knowing how to code, then go ahead, grab a cup of coffee, get your notebook and pen, and we'll get started. All right, Akshay, so let's get started. But before we deep dive, tell me what is an algo?
So Karthik, an algo is basically a set of instructions, trading instructions, where you give it an input, which could be your data that you get from your broker, and you get an output as a signal, or you could automate it and it also places an order for you.
Okay.
So depending on your use case, an algo could be a fully automated algo or a semi-automated algo where the trading is basically in your control and you make a decision on the signal that you get.
Can you very quickly give me an example of what an algo could be in terms of instructions?
An algo can be something as simple as, say, buying like 200 shares of Infosys if there's a moving average crossover happening, and even an RSI if there is an overbought and an oversold level. You could go long and short on any particular stock. So not only can you take a decision on one stock, you could also use it to probably scan multiple stocks at the same time and basically refine your trading based on your signals.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So let's say I define my algo right now. I want to buy 100 shares of Reliance whenever HDFC moves above its 200-day moving average for whatever reason.
Okay.
Does that qualify as an algo?
That is also technically possible if you have your rule set written in such a way that HDFC has to cross a particular level and you buy Reliance for that.
Okay. Because you said it's a bunch of instructions. It could be as wacky as this.
Yeah.
But technically this is an algo also, right?
Yes. Technically this would be an algo as well. So it just needs a set of instructions.
Okay.
And if those instructions are met, if the rule set are met, it has a decision then to either go long or short on whatever decision you have made.
Okay. All right, Akshay. Now, before we move ahead, I want you to reassure me once again that I don't have to know how to write a single line of code and yet build my first algo. Is that a definitive yes or a no?
So I give a 100% promise that neither you nor I will be writing a single line of code.
Okay.
We would orchestrate the entire algo using AI coding assistant that we'll be installing.
Akshay, now before we deep dive, you also mentioned that there is something called as a semi-automated and fully automated algo. Now, quickly, can you please explain to me what do you mean by this? And also tell me what is it that we are going to build today?
So an algo is basically your set of instructions that could give you a signal based on those instructions being met. Now in an automated algo, the signals will be acted upon by the algo itself and it will place the order. But in a semi-automated case, you would get the signals displayed to you as an alert and you would have to log into a trading terminal and then place the order manually yourself.
All right. So basically in a semi-automated algo, the end decision is upon me.
Yes.
So the algo can suggest a signal, but whether to take that signal and place the order, the decision making is left to me.
Yes.
Whereas in a fully automated system, the algo takes the decision on its own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Super. And what are we going to build today?
So we would, since we are doing this for the first time, I would suggest we start with a simple semi-automated system where we work on a daily time frame and generate a list of signals on list of stocks that are showing the signals for your trading idea.
By the way, if you guys want us to demonstrate how you can generate a fully automated algo, then please do comment and maybe we can consider doing a separate video for that. Okay, Akshay, now that you've given me some sense of what an algo is and how we are going to develop our first algo, can I define the algo that we want to develop? And it's a fairly simple one. The idea is to scan all the top 100 stocks of Nifty, basically the Nifty 100, and generate a signal bullish or a bearish signal whenever the 6-day simple moving average crosses over a 30-day simple moving average, right? And when a signal is generated, I want the algo to list the signal in terms of its recency, meaning if the crossover has happened yesterday in a particular stock, I want the algo to give it the highest weightage as opposed to a signal that has happened, let's say, 2 weeks ago, right? So basically the most recent signal, the algo assigns a higher weight. So Akshay, this is the algo I have in mind. Can this be codified and we can put this in a form of algo? And not just that, I know we are using an AI tool. Can we also do it in such a way that the entire algo is visually represented in a nice UI?
Yeah, so that is actually a perfectly good example of first trading idea, as well as how to visualize this trading idea in particular. So yeah, we can do it, and I think we can get started with the process.
Cool. So I'm fairly excited, Akshay. You please tell me, what is the very first step that I need to take?
Yeah, so for the very first step, we will install Codex, which is ChatGPT's very own coding agent. And we'll showcase its strengths in the sense that we would use it to install all the other tools that we need to build this algo. Yeah, so everything end-to-end would be done by the coding agent, and we would, in natural language, prompt it to build our algo.
All right. So as step number 1, we are installing Codex, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start with installing Codex. Since it's a ChatGPT product, we could just type ChatGPT and Codex on Google search, and the first link is where we would have our download for our Codex. Yeah, so let's install it for Windows. Codex is also available for Mac OS as well. So since I'm using a Windows system, I'm just going to install it for Windows for now. I'll run the Codex installer as well. And the installation should just take a couple of minutes. Now that we have Codex, Karthik, I'll just open it and launch the app.
Akshay, I'm looking at Codex for the very first time, and to me, it looks very similar to ChatGPT's user interface.
Yeah, Karthik. So Codex is basically a tool by the same company. Essentially, it sits on your system and is able to interact and build files on your system directly. So it is a far more powerful tool than the ChatGPT that we use on the browser.
So Akshay, now that we've got Codex, you've helped me understand the difference between what Codex is and ChatGPT is. So what is the next step? What should we do?
Yeah, so with regards to building a semi-automated algo dashboard, we have 2 prerequisites that we need to install. The first tool that we'd like to install is Python, which is the programming language on which you would write our rule set on. The second tool that we'd like to install would be Node.js. That would wrap around the algo and help visualize it in a cleaner and a more beautiful UI.
Okay. So basically, Python is our main programming language.
Yeah.
But just to clarify, we are not going to write a single line of code.
Yeah.
And Codex is going to do that for us. And we also need this other tool called Node.js to wrap a UI around whatever we are developing.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so how do we go about installing these utilities or tools?
Yeah, so let's use Codex itself to install everything that is required. It's a very simple prompt. It's like prompting how you would prompt in ChatGPT. It's the same prompt that you would type here as well.
Okay.
So let's start with Python first. So a very simple prompt.
Okay. Akshay, your prompt is, can you install Python and add it to path?
Yeah.
What is this path, and how would a non-programmer even know that this should be a specific instruction?
So essentially, adding it to path helps the operating system know that Python is available throughout the operating system. So any Python files we create, if you were to open it, it would open as a Python file and not as a text file.
Okay. So for ease, just add it to the path.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that's
cool.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, Codex is launching. It has found the installer itself, and it has launched it by itself.
Okay.
So again, it was a simple prompt that Codex is now taking over the system and doing.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but when you said you need another utility called Node.js, Is it going to be a similar prompt wherein you say, can you install Node.js and add it to the path, or is it a different prompt?
Here it would just be, can you install Node.js?
Okay, so no need of path.
No need of path here. Codex has finished installing Python.
Okay.
Let's go to the second utility, which is Node.js. So the same prompt again, can install Node.js.
Okay, Akshay, so I see Node.js is also being installed by Codex. As a quick summary, so far we've first downloaded Codex from ChatGPT. Then we asked Codex to download Python. And then after Python was installed, we asked Codex to install Node.js.
Yes.
Right? Just for my understanding, this need not be in the same order. I can install Node.js first and then do Python, right?
Yeah.
So there is no, a particular order for this. So with this, have we got all the prerequisites ready?
Yeah, so we mostly have all the prerequisites that we need. We have a little bit that we would also need to install, which is your broker API.
Okay.
So depending on which broker API you use, you could install the module for that API. Since we are using Zerodha's Kite Connect here,
Okay.
We would go ahead and prompt Codex to install Zerodha's Kite Connect module for us.
Okay, so this module that you're talking about, Akshay, is it again in the form of a prompt that we need to install?
Yeah, so this module is for Python. So very similar to how we installed Python and Node.js. We can just prompt Codex to install this module for us for Python.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and type that.
Akshay, I see your prompt as, can you install Kite Connect SDK for Python?
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, would Codex know what Kite Connect is? Will it have the entire context for this particular installation?
Yeah, so in this case, since Kite Connect is a specific module built by Zerodha itself, Codex has context of what Kite Connect is.
Okay.
And in this case, is very easily able to install it by just this simple prompt. Yeah, as you can see, Codex has installed Kite Connect Python SDK.
Okay, so now we have Codex, we have Python, we have Node.js, and we've also installed something called as Kite Connect Python SDK.
Yeah.
We've still not yet developed our algo. What is the next step?
Yeah, so now that we have installed Kite Connect successfully, the next step is to create an application on Zerodha's Kite developer portal.
Okay.
The application is something that Zerodha would recognize and would then basically we create a connection between both.
Okay.
And we receive an incoming stream of data. And also if we have to post requests for order placement or any other requests that we have, we could do using this application.
So Akshay, the way I understand this is, so on one side, you've instructed Codex to install Python, install Node.js, and also install the Kite Connect Python SDK. So you've set up some sort of infrastructure there. On the other side, you spoke about setting up an application within the Zerodha environment.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm guessing once this application is set up, you're going to link the two and start developing the algo. Is my thinking correct?
Yeah, so your thinking is correct, Karthik. We just have to create an account on Zerodha's Kite developer portal.
Okay.
Post which we'll be creating an application within it.
Okay.
This application is what Zerodha would recognize, and there would be a stream of messages that would be sent back and forth between Zerodha and this algo that you'll be creating.
Okay. And this application is the algo that we would be creating, right?
Yes, the application is the algo.
Okay. All right. That sounds exciting, Akshay. Although I've been using Zerodha for such a long time, I've never really logged into this developer account, although I keep hearing developer account every now and then in the office. So yeah, so a little embarrassing, but I've never used it. So please do show me how to set it up.
Yeah, Karthik. So let's navigate to the Kite developer account.
Okay.
So as you can see here, since I already have an account, it's already pre-filled my information.
Okay.
But if you're creating an account for the first time,
I'm guessing it's a simple sign up page.
exactly.
Okay.
So for the first time, we could avoid the IP whitelist since it's not starred as well.
Okay.
We can avoid this section and fill the rest of the sections here.
Okay, because I don't know what IP whitelist means.
Yeah.
As you may have realized, I'm a complete tech idiot. So I don't know what IP whitelist is, but you're saying I can ignore this for now.
Yeah, you can ignore this for now. And towards the end, we'll probably discuss what the IP whitelisting bit is.
Okay.
So after logging to our developer account, this is how the page looks.
Okay.
So you have a tab for your apps, billing, profile, forum, where there are discussions happening regarding APIs.
Okay.
For now, let's start with creating our app first.
Okay.
So let's create an app.
Okay.
So we see a couple of types here. For now, we can ignore personal and publisher.
Okay.
Since our algo requires historical data, we would have to go with the connect type. So connect requires 500 credits, which is equivalent to 500 rupees. Okay. And this gives us access to historical data as well as live market data.
Okay.
This is charged per month. So that's 500 credits for 30 days.
So this is 500 rupees equivalent to 500 rupees
yes.
per month. Okay.
This is equivalent.
So yeah, Akshay, so basically what you're saying is we need to use Connect because it has access to historical data, which is exactly what we need for this particular algo.
Yeah.
Because we are scanning the crossover for the Nifty 100 stocks, the 6-day simple moving average versus 30-day moving average. And how back in history are we going back for this?
So for this bit, for our current algo, we are not going too far back in history.
Okay.
But the available data that we have here can go scan as far back as the stock's inception.
Okay.
So,
so it is going to give me all the historical data. If I'm thinking right, this will be particularly useful if I have to backtest strategies.
Yeah, so this would be particularly useful if you want to backtest strategies at a larger time frame.
Okay.
So let's start with an application name. Is there any name that you'd want to give for this algo?
I'll be super imaginative. I'll call it my first algo.
All right, that works. Yeah. So my first algo.
Okay.
And I'll add the Zerodha client ID. So this is your Zerodha's client ID that you have.
Okay.
So I'll add that as well.
Okay.
So now so now the next field that is required is the redirect URL.
One second, there is an app icon. Is it needed?
An app icon is technically not needed.
Okay.
It's, depending on whether you want to add an application icon as well, you could do it.
Okay.
But for now, we could ignore the app icon and also the postback URL.
Okay.
The next field that we'll have to fill up here is the redirect URL.
Okay.
So the redirect URL is basically when you log into your application, you would need a request token. We would come to this in the authentication bit. But for now, all you need to know is that the redirect URL can be anything simple. It could be, in our case, we could also put google.com.
Okay.
So a very simple redirect URL. So I'll add that here.
Okay.
And then a description for this algo. So maybe I can add your trading idea itself. So maybe a moving average cross. So a very simple description.
Okay. So redirect URL, you said google.com. So you will have to explain maybe at a later stage why this is needed and what actually should go in there, but we'll pick it up later.
Okay.
All right. So far it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and create our application. Okay. You would have to enter the I understand prompt here.
Okay.
And once you do, so there is a prompt here saying insufficient balance, which is where we'd have to go to a billing account.
Okay.
Let's just go to our My Apps and confirm. So you can see here your My First Algo is created, but the status says here as pending.
Pending, okay.
So let's quickly go to the billing section and add 500 credits. So there are a couple of ways that you could add credits.
Okay, it's a straightforward payment.
Exactly. So you have a straightforward payment section, or you could directly link it to your Kite account that you already have. And depending on whether you have 500 rupees available in that account or not, you could directly add credits from there as well.
Okay.
So for this example, I'll just use a payment gateway and add credits.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, payment is successful. Our credits have been added here. Okay. Let's quickly go back to My Apps, go to our first algo here, and we can activate it right now. So I'll just click activate now.
Okay.
And similarly, I'll just put the I understand prompt.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, we have activated our first Algo application.
Okay.
It tells us when it expires, so 30 days from now.
Okay.
And these are the app details here that we filled in earlier.
Okay.
Now this is our application, and our application has a couple of credentials that are unique only to this application. And these are credentials that technically you should not share with anyone else.
So on one side, you've set up the Codex and Python and Node.js infra. So that was, let's look at it as part A. Part B, you've come to the Zerodha environment and you've set up a application.
Yeah.
We've called it My First Algo. After successfully creating it, we are looking at something called as an API key. And I know that there is something else called as API secret.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So is the API key and the API secret like my login ID and password? Is that correct? Is my understanding correct?
Yeah. So the API key and API secret basically allows Zerodha's ecosystem to recognize that this application is trying to connect to Zerodha's APIs.
Okay.
So your API key is like your username, and your API secret is like your password.
Okay.
Apart from these two credentials, you have one more credential that you will request from Zerodha itself. And that is your session, that is called an access token. So that access token keeps your session alive for 24 hours.
Okay. Okay.
So for now, for just this process, let's quickly save the API key. Since we don't want to keep coming back and forth on the developer account, we can save the API key and the API secret in a text file and save it in a folder where we'll be working on.
Okay.
So I'll quickly create a new folder. So I'm creating a new folder. Is there a name that you'd want to call this folder?
Let's call this folder My First Algo itself. Again, very imaginative. Yeah.
Right. So this folder is created on the desktop. I'll just quickly open it. The folder is completely empty right now.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll create a new text file and call it credentials. Yeah, since we are doing it at a beginner state, we'll save our credentials in a text file. Ideally, a more robust way of saving it would be an .env file where it's not technically visible directly. Yeah, so let's save the credentials in the text file. So our API key here. And our API secret as well. So I'm saving both and I have saved them to this text file in the My Algo folder, My First Algo folder.
Yeah, Akshay, just to reconfirm, for a non-programmer like me, the way I understand this is the API key and the API secret is as sacred as your bank's user ID password. So utmost caution has to be exercised while saving it on system and even sharing it with others, right?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
So now I've saved the API key and the API secret in our text file. Now we are good to start developing our algo. So for the first step, what we do is we'd go back to Codex again.
Okay.
In the same chat, or you could create a new chat. You could give it the location of where your folder is. So I'll just copy the location here.
Okay.
And again, a simple prompt I'll ask.
Can we start a fresh chat just to start from like a clean slate?
Sure. Okay. So we could start a new chat directly. So in the same chat, I'll just put a prompt saying, can you in this folder. Yeah, so I'm prompting Codex to now work in the folder that we just created.
Okay.
All right, so as you can see, Codex is now going to work in this folder, and it's also told us that it currently contains a credentials.txt.
Okay.
Now, for the final bit of the application is our login for this application will have a separate URL.
Okay.
And that URL will remain constant throughout.
Okay.
So we would first ask Codex to generate that URL for us, and we'd go ahead and bookmark that URL for future use as well.
Okay.
So a simple prompt here again. Can you give me the guide? Okay. Based on. Yeah, so I'm asking Codex to give me the login URL here.
Okay. So is this step basically asking Codex to connect to Kite?
Yes. So this is a step that's basically asking Codex to connect to our application URL. So as you can see here, much of the URL is the same.
Okay.
The only bit that will change across different applications is your API key here.
Okay.
So this is the API key that was there for my application.
Okay.
So I'll just copy this URL. I'll go back to my browser, paste it here.
Okay.
Now this URL you could bookmark since this URL doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to authorize the application. Yeah, so now that I've logged in, it has taken me to google.com. Now I'll probably explain the redirect URL. So the redirect URL of this application takes me to google.com. Along with that URL, there is certain extra information that is given here.
Okay.
As you can see,
right.
The information that we require is the request token here.
Okay. Okay.
So the request token is this block of text here that is between the request token and the and that is there here.
Okay. Okay.
So let's just quickly, that is the request token that is there.
Okay.
Now that we have reached this step, we can now finally start building the algo.
Okay. But what are you going to do with that request token? Do we have to paste it in the credential file or?
No. We would not be pasting it in the credential file. Now that we are building our UI, in the UI itself, we'll add our login portal.
Okay. Akshay, so what we've done so far is we've built the infrastructure, the railroads required to develop our first algo. Yeah. All the things that we've done with Codex, all the things that we've done on the Zerodha Kite Connect environment, they're all the basic, background work. But we've still not developed a single line of code, or rather, we've still not asked Codex to, write a single line of code and start developing the algo. So have we reached that point, or is there something more that needs to be done?
No, we have reached that point. Now we have done with everything that was required. We can start building our algo right now.
Okay.
So let's go back to Codex and prompt it to start building our algo.
Okay.
So now we can start building our algo.
Okay.
So I already have a prompt to build the algo.
Okay.
So I'm just going to paste that here in chat and ask Codex to build the algo.
Okay. Now, Akshay, before you hit enter and Codex starts doing its thing, please take me through this prompt line by line. What is it that you're asking Codex to build? I'm guessing this is the heart of the algo engine that we are building, right?
Yes, Karthik.
Yeah, so please take me through it line by line.
So the prompt is basically asking Codex to build a single Python file.
Okay.
Which would be our algo that we'd run.
Okay.
So the first thing it would do is it would authenticate using the API key and the API secret.
Okay.
I will also be giving it the request token that we had from the URL earlier to get the access token. Post the authentication, it would download the nifty 100 constituents.
Okay.
And get the instrument symbols from Zerodha's API for instruments.
Okay.
Post that, the next line is that it fetches the daily historical data. It then calculates the SMA 6 and SMA 30 for all the stocks that we are polling. It would then detect a bullish and bearish crossover and then rank them by the most recent crossover dates.
Okay.
So this is what it is doing at the background. Its output that it will have is it would rank the stocks.
Okay.
It would show us the symbol. It would show the signal type, the crossover date based on recency.
Okay.
And the close price, SMA 6 and SMA 30 as well.
Yeah. So just to get my understanding correct, you're essentially now connecting to the Zerodha Kite ecosystem. And now I understand why you said we need Kite Connect, because you're asking it to download historical data.
Yeah.
So on one hand, it is fetching all the data, then it's also doing the math required to identify the crossover.
Yes.
Right? And you're also specifying a certain format in which you want the output in. So this is the meat of the algo, right?
Yes.
Okay. So super curious. Why don't you hit that enter button?
So right before we hit it, I'll just give it the request token that is required.
Okay.
So going back to the redirect URL that was there earlier, let's just copy the request token as well.
Okay.
And I'll copy this bit. Let Codex know that this is the request token.
Okay.
And let's hit enter.
Okay. While Codex does whatever it's supposed to do, Akshay, what if I have a different algo in mind? What if the user has a different algo?
Yeah.
It could be based on technical analysis. It could be based on, I don't know, standard deviations or whatever. So how can they go about building an algo using whatever setup you've shown us?
Yeah, so the beauty of Python and along with Codex is that almost all of the technical indicators, this includes even candlestick patterns and the entire vastness of the technical indicators, everything is available as modules in Python.
Okay.
And Codex is smart enough to have known what your context is.
Okay.
So if you give it, if your idea requires candlestick patterns, if your prompt involves candlestick patterns, it knows which module to pull.
Okay.
So if the module isn't installed, it'll go ahead and install it.
Okay.
But the entire vastness of technical analysis is possible using Codex and Python.
Okay. Now, for example, let's say I have a different algo in mind. I want to download the historical data of Nifty 100 stocks.
Yeah.
I want to calculate the returns of these stocks. Then based on the returns, I want to plot the standard deviation.
Yeah.
And I want to identify the return which is at, let's say, the third standard deviation plus 3 standard deviation, short those and go long on the minus 3 standard deviations. Something as quantitative as this can also be codified and an algo can be developed, right?
Yes, it can very easily be developed. In fact, all of this can be done in the same natural language that you're speaking.
Yeah.
If you were to prompt it in the same way, Codex would be able to build it completely end to end.
So technically, this I remember reading this tweet somewhere. The most powerful language today, programming language today, is English.
Yeah.
Right. So as far as I can creatively express my algo in plain, simple English, natural language, I should be able to develop any algo.
Yes. In fact, the more detailed you are in your in our earlier prompt that we had, not only did we tell it what to do, we also gave it how the output should look. So the more detail you add to your prompt in what you want the algo to do, the better it is.
Okay. So far from whatever I've seen, I think the difficult part, I wouldn't even call it difficult, but for most common people, including like someone like me who has zero tech idea, I think the confusing or the difficult part is to set up the initial infrastructure needed. This is right from installing Codex, Python, Node.js, and on the other side, setting up the entire Kite, Kite Connect ecosystem. Once the infrastructure is set, I think the other things are fairly easy to do, right? The defining of the algo itself is fairly easy.
Yes. So once your infra is set up, the rest of the usage of API is actually very easy. The APIs, the documentation is already available. Everything is built around the ease of usage.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see here, the Codex has built the script here.
Okay.
I'll quickly just open the script.
Wait, so are you telling me this is my algo?
Yeah. So this file here is now your algo.
Okay.
So it's an SMA scanner. Yeah, so this is how your algo looks.
Okay.
It's a lot of lines.
This is super scary to me.
Yeah.
You're just showing me lines and lines of code that Codex has beautifully written. I have zero technical idea to even verify whether this is correct or wrong. But Akshay, to me, while this is fancy, this is not usable to me. I'm not capable enough to figure out if these lines are correct. I can't do it. So unless and until you put this in a nice UI, I can't use this. So can we wrap around it a nice UI?
Yeah. So now that we have built this, we could build the same thing in a more user-friendly...
Why don't you close this? It is scaring me.
Yes. So I'll start by doing that. So yeah, you don't have to see these scary lines of code. Let's wrap the entire algo in a nice, good UI.
Okay.
So we'll break down the UI in 3 prompts and we'll slowly build the entire dashboard that we are going for.
Okay.
So let's start with the first prompt.
Okay.
I already have the prompts pre-written.
Okay.
So I'll just paste them here. Yeah, so this is the prompt. As you can see here in the prompt, there are a couple of tools that we did not install initially.
Okay.
Which is React and Vite. In this case, Codex would recognize that these tools are not available and it would install it by itself.
1 second. So your prompt says build a React plus Vite frontend. So for non-programmers like me, how would I even know that you need something like React and Vite to build a UI? Or now that you've said it, is it a good practice to always prompt saying that build a UI using React and Vite?
Yeah, so the reason why I've chosen React and Vite is the front end looks really beautiful when you use JavaScript.
Okay.
If you hadn't prompted Codex to build it in using React and Vite, it would probably use a module from Python and do the same as well.
Okay.
Just that the front end would not look as beautiful as it would with this.
Okay. Can I generalize it this way? That whenever I'm trying to build a UI, I need to use React and Vite to make it look beautiful. Is it a fair generalization?
Yeah, that is a fair generalization. To use React and Vite to make the front end more beautiful. And as we build this app, you will realize how good looking the UI can be.
Yeah, it better be good looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the front end, which is the UI bit, is using React and Vite.
Okay.
And for the back end, we are using Python itself. Particularly a module called Fast API. Again, since Fast API wasn't installed at the start, Codex will recognize the lack of this module and install it by itself.
Yeah. By the way, for all the people watching this, all the prompts we've used, we will put it up in the description. So it will be easily available for you all. So don't get stressed, about not seeing the prompt fully clearly at this point. You can always check on the description. Why don't you hit that enter button and let's see what happens?
Sure, Karthik.
Akshay, so typically, how long does it take Codex to build a nice UI?
So depending on your tasks, it could take, a simple prompt could take a couple of seconds.
Okay.
But if you're trying to build something large and has multiple moving parts, then it could take anywhere from a couple of minutes to probably 10 plus minutes as well.
Okay. While this does whatever it's doing, I just wanted to touch upon the cost. So firstly, we spent 500 rupees against 500 credits for Kite Connect. So that's on the API side of things.
Yes.
Are you using, I should have asked this before, but are you using a free version or a paid version of Codex here?
So Codex is available both to the free users and to the paid user.
Okay.
The version I'm using here is the paid version.
Okay.
So this is a pro version that I'm using.
Okay.
But in the free version also, you could use, since Codex functions on the basis of credits, which basically get replenished every week.
Okay.
So on the basis of your usage, if you're using it for something very heavy, like building a UI as well, it would take a certain amount of credits. So if you do run out of credits, you'll probably have to wait for a particular duration for the credits to get replenished.
Okay. So basically, it makes sense to have a pro version of whichever LLM you're using, right?
Yeah. If your use case is going to be to build an algo and continuously develop on it, my suggestion is to have a paid version as it helps in that.
Okay. So also, while we are doing this using Codex, I think people can use any LLM, be it Anthropic, be it Gemini or whatever else, right? So it's not it is basically LLM agnostic.
Yeah, this is completely LLM agnostic. You could use Cloud Code as well, or any other LLM that you prefer to build the same.
Okay, but regardless of which LLM you use, the framework is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So you first install the prerequisites on one side and then do whatever is needed on the Kite Connect side and then start prompting it by using natural language.
Yeah, that is exactly.
Okay.
Karthik. So I think Codex has finished building our UI.
Okay.
So let's quickly launch it and see. So it says the app is running locally now at front end here. Okay. So I'll just copy this link and go to my browser and paste it.
Okay.
So yeah, as you can see, it has built a login page with the API key, API secret, and request token here.
Okay.
Let's quickly fill those forms in and see what happens post the login.
Okay.
So I'll just go back to my credentials that I had saved. Yeah, so I filled the API key and the API secret.
Okay.
The request token has a shelf life of a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So you have to use it in that time frame. So since we had our request token called a long while back, we'll call it again.
Okay.
So I'll just log in again.
So you're logging into the developer account?
Yes, I'm logging into my application, which has my API key here.
Yeah, basically your application is in the developer
account. Yeah. So I'll just log in. Yeah, so it's again redirected us back to google.com. But the request token is here. So I'll just copy the request token. So everything between the request token and the and here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Copy that.
Okay.
Go back to our dashboard that is here and paste it here. Now let's see what happens when we click login. So as you can see, we have logged in. It has it in the prompt here that we had shared earlier.
Okay.
We had asked it to create a dashboard wherein after login, it creates a user tab for us. And then it calls the API for our user profile. So it calls the username, user ID, the products that are there, and the exchanges that are available for this account.
Okay.
So since this is my account, the details that it's showing here are my username, my user ID, the products that I have available, and also the exchanges that I have available for me to trade on.
Okay. But show me the signals, the bullish and the bearish signals.
Yeah. So
that's what we are working towards, right?
Yes. So we'll reach there. So this was the first prompt that has built this.
Okay.
And now we know that the APIs are running. Yeah. So now let's go ahead and add our signals tab, which will show us the signals that I've generated for your trading idea that you came up with.
Okay.
So I already have a prompt ready for it.
Okay.
I'll just share that with Codex and it should be able to build it.
Okay, can we go through this once?
Yes.
Add a signals tab to the existing Zerodha dashboard, which basically is what you've built just now using Codex. and basically the other bits is to do the math, right?
Yeah, it's to do the math. So the first part is to fetch the symbols, that is the Nifty 100 symbols. Then to get the historical candles for it.
Yeah.
Then calculate the SMA 6 and the SMA 30.
Yeah.
The next part is it detects the bullish and bearish crossovers and then it ranks the stocks.
Done.
This was done earlier for the Python 5.
Python, yeah.
A very similar prompt for this UI.
Done.
Just that we are now mentioning that the UI, it has to be built for a UI and not for a Python 5.
Okay.
So now I'll just run this prompt as well. So yeah, it looks like Codex has finished working through this prompt as well.
Okay.
Let's check the signals it's generated. Let's go back to the UI. It's added a signals tab here to the side. Let's go there. So yeah, it has built a short SMA, long SMA, look back days, and also max stocks as 100.
Okay.
So let's just see what happens when I click the button here. So yeah, Karthik, you can see it has generated signals here.
Okay.
It has ranked it by the crossover date as well.
Okay.
So this is the most recent date to the last date that is available. So it's ranked it by the recency as well.
Okay. Akshay, so the algo has generated a bunch of signals. Can we physically verify the validity of any of the signals? Maybe we can pick Asian Paints. It's supposed to be a bearish signal as of today, 30th of June. Can we check it on the Kite chart?
Yeah, so let's just navigate to our Kite portal.
Okay.
I'll just go to Asian Paints. So this is Asian Paints on a daily time frame.
Okay.
I'll just add a moving average crossover indicator. So I'll go for a moving average double.
Okay.
And then let's change the
settings.
Yes. I'll make this a 6 and 30.
Okay.
Yes. So as you can see,
there is a crossover.
It has got a crossover.
So basically, all we have to do is, now that we've built the algo and put a nice UI around it, I just have to run this on a daily basis, and it's going to scan and tell me where the signals are generated.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what you mean by semi-automated, because based on the signal here, I still have to go back to Kite or whatever whoever my broker is, and place an order to buy or sell, right?
Yeah.
So if the algo was automatically placing the order basis the signal, that would have been a full-fledged, fully automated algo.
Yeah.
Right. So Akshay, this is super interesting. What else should I know at this point?
This session, we have built a signal which is an SMA crossover.
Okay.
You could apply this to any of your particular trading ideas. So you could also try volume breakouts, range breakouts.
Okay.
Any idea you basically have, you could do it across, not just on a daily time frame.
Okay.
You could also scan it across intraday time frames as well.
Okay.
So there you get the signals coming in while the market is open.
Okay.
So for traders who are intraday traders could also benefit from using the APIs as well.
Okay. And I'm guessing it doesn't matter what the underlying asset is. I can pretty much use the same thing across commodities as well.
Yes. So like I showed initially in my user tab, if commodities is enabled for you, you could do this across commodities as well. You could do this across BSE as well. So you have your NSE, BSE, MCX. Yeah.
Akshay, this was very interesting. Now let me quickly summarize. I know I've done it several times throughout the video, but I would like that summary at every logical points. So basically, I've used Codex. It could be any LLM that I can use. And as a first step or as a part A, I set up the infrastructure needed to build my algo, which was to install Python, which was to install Node.js. And then as part B, I set up my Kite Connect API, ensured both of them are linked, and then started coding my algo using Codex through a prompt.
Yeah.
But of course, the scary Python lines I didn't want to deal with. So I asked Codex to build a beautiful UI. Right? And you promised me it would build a nice, beautiful UI, which it has. I can beautify this further. I think it all depends on the user's creativity, right? And now that this algo is done, all I have to do is run this algo on a daily basis, and I'll get my signals to track, right? Yeah. And pretty much any trading idea that you have can be developed as an algo using natural language.
Yeah.
And I think I find this idea super powerful because it enables non-programmers like me to actually aspire to build algos. Yeah. So any closing thoughts?
No, I mean, all it took was a natural language prompt to build something so unique.
Yeah.
And in particular to your trading style.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have come a long way from the algo journey. from having to have done all that manually by yourself.
Yeah.
Going through the whole entire. Not only did you have to be a trader earlier, you had to be a programmer as well.
Yeah.
Now you just need to have the idea.
Yeah.
And orchestrate the entire algo using Codex. So.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. This is fantastic. I hope you found this video useful. For me personally, there was a lot of learning. I hope you guys also learned something new through this video. If you want us to make more videos on Algo, please do let us know, comment, and we will read your comments and take your feedback into consideration. Also, we are doing physical events on helping people understand how to develop algos. Please do keep a track of all the physical events that we are posting on our social media. And if it's happening in your city, please do register and attend these events. Hopefully, we get to see you offline. By the way, we also have a Hindi and a Kannada Varsity channel. Please do subscribe and check out those channels if you prefer learning in your regional language. I'll see you guys in the next video.